With rising grocery prices, are you looking to save money and live healthier? If so, stick around and we'll have a chat about what it's like having backyard chickens. My name is Adam and welcome to Maple Monkey Homestead. All right, let's get into it. So here are some of my ladies. I got 5 altogether right there, absolutely loving it. These are Rhode Island Reds. They lay brown eggs. We're going to get into it here. I've got a bunch of different things that we're going to get into. Are the chickens going to follow me? Yeah, here they come. So I'm going to head down to the coop. We're going to go over the coop and I'll give you the rundown of the way that I think you should look about going into a coop situation. Oh yeah, here they come. They're going to follow me now. So I'll meet you down there. Coming down into the coop, I just did a run expansion. Be sure to check out that video. Pallet wood is absolutely amazing to build with. So this is the new run area. Check it out, zoom out a bit. And then over here is their coop. So we'll go on inside. And as you see here, I have my coop literally built out of pallets, reclaimed roof. This coop probably cost me, I don't know, probably cost me less than $50, I would say. So be cognizant of the coop when you are building it. Make sure it is predator proof, but you don't want to break the bank with how much it costs, because you want to try to keep that cost to egg ratio kind of a relative kind of deal. So make sure your coop is hardy enough to withstand however many birds that you want in it. I forget the number and the ratio that goes into it. I started off with 8. I'm down to 5 right now. This can hold even more than that. This is the area where they perch at night. They go to sleep up here, lay their eggs over here. Little run area to get up there as well. The way I look at everything is with my chickens is it's an investment kind of deal. I don't really want to break the bank. I don't sell eggs right now, but I potentially could. So if you're going to be investing, let's say, $1,000 into your coop, well, how long is it going to take you to recoup that $1,000 from selling eggs? Or if you don't sell eggs, vice versa. How many cartons of eggs would it save you from the superstore before you recoup your value from that? So that's why I go about and building things out of, reclaimed materials as much as I can. That way, I can recoup my value a lot faster as opposed to these thousands of dollars of chicken coop. When I get this better situated though and a net over top, I will probably keep them just in here just because I don't want them going out to the garden. So chickens, you can train chickens. Here they are coming up right down the path up there as well. You can train chickens when you first get them to be free range chickens. These guys will literally run down the road up there, go through all of the woods over here, and they will come back to their coop. That's the absolutely wonderful thing with them and free range. You could train chickens with sounds. You may have heard me make that kind of a sound. I've trained them so they associate that with food. It's the same thing with using a pot or something. Every time you go and feed the chickens, bang the pot, and then the chickens are going to associate it with food. Here they are coming down because they think that I have food. Hi, lovelies. Hello. In my opinion, there is just absolutely all kinds of benefits to having chickens. Not to mention, these chickens are almost 2 years old and they've been laying steady for that 2 years. They're about 1.5 years, 2 years old. And pretty well, I've been getting eggs every single day. I've been keeping them healthy, super, super happy. Other benefits though, with chickens, it's better than TV. I was just literally out watching from the front window there. There was a chicken. I'm like, what does she have over there? Looking around. And then the other ones were coming out. They're like velociraptors. They were fighting. And I look out and I'm like, what does she have hanging from her mouth? Lo and behold, it's a frog. Frog from the pond. Must have been in the woods back here or something. and they were just going at it like two velociraptors trying to get this frog. Absolutely crazy. Same thing. Mice, moles, stuff like that. I've seen them eat it up. They're mini T-Rexes. It's better than TV, I tell you what. Hello. Hello, gorgeous. How are you? What are you doing? Hey, come here. Come say hi. Come say hi to the people. So I got one over here, and then we got another one in here. Oh yeah, there they are having lunch. Perfect opportunity to talk about it. Hello, lovely. How are you? Is it lunchtime? Yeah? Okay. So it's a perfect opportunity to talk about feed, cost of feed, how much feed I go through. Like I say, I got 5 birds right now. Mind you, you have to take into consideration my birds are free range. I buy a 50-pound sack of food, and that potentially could last me 1 month to 2 months. For this food, I pay $22.65, I believe it is. And if I were to sell eggs, what that works out to is all that I would have to do is sell 5 cartons of eggs at $5 a piece every single month, and then that in turn would recoup the cost of my feed. So that's not too bad in my opinion. Less than $25 a month for feed. They get all of their supplementary protein and everything from table scraps, from scratching out into the forest and all of that stuff. So less than 25 bucks a month, potentially even longer than that, for their grain food, which in my mind is absolutely wonderful, because you go to the superstore, the grocery store, potentially a thing of eggs is $5 or $6. So, you know, you get 5 cartons of eggs, that's $25 right there, and boom, you're into that same cost ratio, right? So, in my opinion, it is highly beneficial to have backyard birds, and only if you had 2 or 3 of them, that would give you a sufficient amount of eggs, you know, for 2 people. I've got 5. I donate a lot of eggs. I give a lot of eggs away. So I want to have potentially even more eggs and more chickens for next year. So you got to keep that in mind as well. More chickens, more food, more money, yada, 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 so forth. Benefits to having the chickens. Literally, I've said it. It's like TV. It's better than TV. Oh, dear. I'll come down here and I'll just sit with them. You know, they can actually recognize, I think it's right around 100 different faces. They are super, super smart. They can see more colors than the human eye and the human spectrum can. Like I said, you can train them. What I used to do is, for predators, I used to get a stick and put a black garbage bag on it, and every time I would put them into the coop after I trained them for free range, I would shake the stick with the garbage bag on it, and it would emulate a predator flying overhead. So they knew that the coop would be their safe space, so boom, right to the coop that they go. And now it comes to a point right now where you might have even seen it in a previous video where I could just kind of shoo them along at night, right before nighttime, and they know exactly where to go. Whereas before, I'd literally have to go chasing through the woods for 30 minutes every time trying to put them away. So lots of benefits to having chicken. Saves you money, saves you mental capacity, and it's better than a therapeutic session, right? You go down here when they're into the coop and they're clucking, cawing, and purring, and they make all of these such cool noises, almost like they're talking to you. And it brings down my blood pressure, calms me down, relaxes me, and they are just an integral part of the homestead here. Hi there, ladies. You liking your new run area? So if you've seen a previous episode, I think that's Gertie over there. It was Gertie. She was not looking so well. She was actually all blown up and she was hobbling around. She was limping, and I'm like, man, oh man, from what I've heard about chickens doing this is not a good sign. I had no idea what was wrong with her. She was still eating, still drinking, thankfully. So, you know, just kept my eye on her, put her in the coop, and that night just put my hands on her, prayed on her, heavily prayed on her, and, you know, gave it to the Lord. Woke up the next morning, and there she was, just right as rain, you know, food, water, you know, it was a far cry from what she looked for the night before. Like I say, she was barely moving. She was, could barely stand up. She was puffed up like a blowfish, so I didn't think she was going to make it. And thank you, Lord. Good Lord up above said, no, 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 no. These chickens aren't done yet, my son. So praise the Lord, praise Jesus that the chicken's healed and she is just good to go. And, you know, goes to show Gertie was my favorite, so I didn't even realize it was Gertie at the time. So I'm just happy that all the chickens are good to go, healthy as can be, ready for the winter to come. Now that brings me to another point here. If you are just like hesitant, well, I don't know about chickens and winter and all of that, I can guarantee you chickens are so easy in the winter and even in general. All you need is a coop big enough to house them. Just Google it, what size they need per bird. Make sure that your coop is draft free, predator free. You don't even need to have a heat lamp in it. So chickens have an internal temperature higher than ours. I believe it's around 104 degrees. So you don't even, as long as you've got ample room for them and no draft inside the coop, you're good to go. You don't even need a heat lamp because their body temperature is high enough where they can regulate themselves into the winter, into the cold climates. And if you actually add in a heat lamp, they'll get acclimatized to that heat lamp. And if it shuts off, somehow losing power or battery or whatever, the chickens will be acclimatized to the heat lamp. They won't be acclimatized to the cold, and they potentially could succumb to the cold. So I would say don't put a heat lamp with your chickens. Just get them acclimatized to it. 104 degrees of body temperature. They will take care of it very nicely themselves.
Hi there, ladies. Hi there.
All right. Something you're going to want to keep in mind. I'm just heading into the greenhouse now to show y'all kind of what situation I got set up for chicken bath. Keep in mind, you're going to need a space for the chickens to have some dirt baths. So you can see here, this is the indentation. Obviously, it was one of them here very recently. Had a dirt bath, dust bath in here into the empty greenhouse. Now, if you have a wood stove, keep the wood ash from your wood stove, and wherever your chickens are going to have a dust bath, put that wood ash down there as well, because it'll be an absolutely game changer for them. They will just absolutely love it. They do dust baths and everything for mite protection, for feather control, for skin, different things like that. So they definitely need it to keep the outside of them healthy. You can imagine if a chicken had mites or anything like that under all those feathers and everything, it would become a problem really fast. And these chickens are out front here doing dust baths, multiple times in the run of a day. So keep that in mind. Have an area dedicated to your chickens where they can have proper maintenance for themselves and maintain their hygiene, because in turn, that will just make them healthier for you, for your eggs, and do some preventative maintenance for down the lines, because it's no fun, You love these birds. You don't want to see anything happen to them. It's no fun having them sick. And you got to when they're already sick, you kind of got to figure out what's going on with them. So do that preventative maintenance to keep your birds nice and healthy to avoid that. Now, it's up to yourself whether or not your chickens want to be free range, free run, or any variation of that. The only thing is, if you're doing completely free range, like I am most of the time, you got to keep into mind, there's going to be chicken poop everywhere, so you got to watch that out. It's not fun to step in chicken poop. If you have a garden, you definitely don't want your chickens roaming and eating your garden. So different things you have to take into consideration with having free range and free run chickens. Free run just means that I would let them out into the run that I just showed you there all day, every day. And free range is literally they have free range to the whole forest here. So that's the difference with the two. Situation would be dependent on each individual person. So completely up to yourself. Just keep in mind the various things that you may having to deal with the free range birds. So I just want to show you here. Good thing about having chickens are they may get accustomed to laying elsewhere. So if you've seen in another previous video, right under in here is, I can see there's an egg under there already. Right in here is one of the new favorite spots to lay. So I am kind of curious. Let's see how many eggs are under there because I haven't checked it in a couple days. We got 4 eggs. Or maybe there's even more than that. Nope, 4 eggs. So, oh no, 5 eggs. Look at that one right there. You fools. Oh my Lanta. Look at that. So you'll have an everyday Easter egg hunt almost if you let them free range too. Been getting some work done onto the old cabin here. Trying to get some progress on with moving the channel up. So go check out the previous videos. Muchly appreciated. We got lots more coming up. Benefit to having chickens is obviously the eggs. Got all kinds of eggs here ready to go. And yes, I store them here in my pantry. You see they're a little bit dirty, and I'll tell you why. Eggs right from the chicken's arsehole. You don't need to wash them. If you don't wash them, there is a natural protective layer onto the eggs that helps seal in the goodness, so to speak. When you get eggs from the grocery store, people don't want to see, I'm talking about more so in like the States and all that. They wash the eggs in pretty well like an ammonia bath to wash all of the, feathers and shavings and all that off of the eggs and such. And in doing so, that actually washes off the natural protective layer. And once you do that, this allows air to permeate the shell of the egg, making it spoil a lot faster. So that's why after you wash eggs, you need to refrigerate them, as opposed to beforehand in unwashed eggs that that natural membrane is still on there. So there's no permeation getting into the yolk and through the membrane. So you can literally just keep them out like they have for, hundreds of years. Chickens don't lay eggs in a fridge or a freezer, so, they need to protect their eggs. That's they're protecting them. And the eggs from the grocery store and the supermarket, after they've been washed, they could potentially be 1 month to 3 months old by the time you buy them on the supermarket shelves and bring them home. So just keep that into mind. Food for thought. They're not the best quality. There's a lot more that goes into it. Same with the color, the yolks, feed, antibiotics, all that stuff. So you want a cleaner, healthier product. You know what goes into your chickens. Definitely get backyard chickens. You're still like, oh, well, I don't know if I want chickens. That's completely fine. You may not know until you actually jump on in and see what it's like owning chickens. And it may take you that to realize that owning chickens isn't for you. For me, for my situation, I absolutely love it. I can't wait to get more. I can't wait to get different breeds, different species, to have Easter egg cartons of eggs. Be careful, because I was told that it's addicting if you do love it when you get into it, and I can attest to that. It surely, surely is. So watch out. You may get addicted. You may get chicken fever. So it's all going to depend on your situation, what your goals are in life and in general. And but I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend it, at least going down that avenue. If it's within your realm of like, do I want to try it? Try it, for what it's going to cost and the experiences that you're going to gain and the knowledge that you'll learn. Most definitely jump right in. That's my advice. Chickens here at the homestead. Love it, love it, love it. Be sure to check out the previous videos. There is lots of stuff happening here at the homestead, at the 12x12 tiny cabin. Winter's rolling around. We're getting stuff in order. Probably not everything's going to be taken care of like it should, but I hope that answers any questions that you had about chickens, having chickens, raising chickens. And if you have anything other than that's, I didn't answer it, that's off the top of your dome here, shoot me a message, write a comment down below, and I will be more than happy to chat with y'all and answer your questions. God bless. Adam here at the homestead, signing off for another episode. Woo, woo, woo. Keep that stick on the ice. There's no failure. You just got to keep on going. Keep on trucking forward, y'all. We'll see you here for another episode. Back at the homestead, at the cabin, that 12x12 tiny cabin. Peace, y'all.